Allie and my husband.
My name's Sean. Hi, y'all.
Hey, y'all. From Little Hill Homestead. Today we are going to show you. I've tried to move things so you make it easy to get to you, but this is our homemade fettuccine Alfredo. I almost forgot what it's called. My husband here is going to show you, well, I help too, how to make homemade pasta noodles from 100% scratch.
She really does all the pasta making part. I just do the cutting kind of part, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah. And then we have a homemade Alfredo sauce as well. So you don't want to buy jarred anymore, and it's delicious.
Yeah, and she does all that.
Yeah, well,
I hope you guys enjoy.
We're a great pair. Keep watching for the recipe. All right, I have you over at the mixer to make our pasta. So the first thing you need is 1 cup of semolina flour. You can find this like in the grocery store. I know like Bob's Red Bob Mill, whatever that brand is, they sell it. But I found a big old bag on Amazon. I think it was a 5-pound bag for way less. So I just went ahead and got that because we use it quite often. It is just made from durum wheat. And so it just has a little different texture to it. We like it. It kind of, you can make this with all regular flour if you want. To me, that makes it more of a traditional pasta flavor. And then, like, where's my measuring cup? The table's only like 3 feet and I lose things. 1 cup of just regular all-purpose flour. So those are gonna go in your mixer. Next, we are gonna add 3 eggs. You can crack them into a bowl if you want. I just go for it. One of these days I'll feed somebody a shell or something, but like that right there. But they're easy to grab out of there. Okay, the next thing we need, we have a 1/2 teaspoon of just salt going in. And the last thing, 2 to 3 teaspoons of olive oil. I'm gonna start with 2, and then if I feel like it needs just a little more, I'll add a 1/3, but. All right. So I start with my paddle on the mixer. Of course, I decorated the table. You guys can't see it. So I read that you can actually like, what's the word? Change this to like slow down somehow, change the settings, but oh Lord. So I have a fun story. So I got a tripod so that you didn't have the earthquake effect going on. But every time I would use it, the phone would slowly like tip down, and so I had to return it. So a new one's supposed to be here today. All right, so I'm gonna take my paddle mixer off now. I'm gonna put my dough hook on. You can make this in a bowl if you want. You just have to knead it by hand for 10 to 15 minutes. So I use my mixer for that reason. So I'm putting my dough hook on. This, let me show you the texture really quick. Right now is a very crummy mixture. So that is a good indicator you need more oil. So we're gonna add just a little bit of oil and a teaspoon. Let's see if that helps it come together. Sometimes I'll have to add a little bit of water, and it looks like it's gonna be one of those days. And it really just depends on like how big the eggs are, or what's, you know, the weather outside, or Christmas is over, so it's not frightful. Oh my God, I've been hanging out with my husband too much and making bad dad jokes. Okay, so it is super crumbly. That is not what we are looking for. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of water. Fill this up to about a 1/2 cup. We're not going to use all that though. I'm going to add about a 1/4 cup of water. We'll see what that does. Okay. All I'm doing is kind of squishing with my hand just a little bit to see if I can get it to kind of stick together with just that water we added. So although we're using the machine so we don't have to do all this, you kind of have to go a little old school to get it to really stick together. So it's a little bit better. We're getting like a dough shape, but see how it's still like kind of crumbly? I'm gonna go ahead and add a little splash more water. So I added like, I don't know, like a couple of tablespoons. I've heard you can make this in a food processor too. I haven't tried that. I have one, but my mixer just stays out all the time, so. All right, there we go. So that, we ended up using a little more than 1/4 cup of water. So let me show you the texture. So now we have like a ball that's got some wetness to it. So we're gonna pop it back in the mixer. I'm gonna turn it on for 10 minutes on like a medium speed. So you need to let it for 10 minutes, and that's what like builds the gluten in the pasta to make it workable. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'll show you the texture difference when we come back. But let me, once again, I'm moving you all over the place today, sorry. Let me show you just kind of the texture that we're gonna have. So you can see it's starting to knead, so it's just wet enough. All right, we'll be back in a couple minutes. All right, it has been 10 minutes, and we're gonna take our dough out. So I have a little piece of plastic wrap right here. I'm working on making beeswax wrap this week. I should have a video for you guys soon on that, because I feel like I go through so much plastic wrap and foil and especially Ziplocs making sourdough. So I'm gonna have that for you guys, but look, I can never get my dough off because I have a bad arm. Just, it's fine. All right, so my dough, this is what it looks like. It's like a little bit stretchy, but it's like got a firmness to it. It's awesome. Pop it on your saran wrap. All I'm gonna do is roll it up. You just leave it like that, saran wrap ball. Room temperature, it needs to set for at least 30 minutes. Sometimes you can go up to like an hour, hour and a half. It's not a big deal, but at least 30 minutes. All it's gonna do is let the gluten do its thing. I will be back in a few minutes, and actually with my husband, because this is his job, to roll out the pasta and show you how we do that. We have a pasta maker that's like a hand manual one, and he's just better at it. Anyways, keep watching. Next step soon.
Did you start it?
It started.
Okay.
You're on.
Okay.
Hey guys, we're back. Here's our dough. I'm gonna be moving you guys around a little bit today. So here's our dough. It's been sitting for, I don't know, probably 45 minutes at this point. But instead of our faces, we're gonna have you guys pointed at our pasta machine. Although we are handsome people.
Yes, we are.
I agree. You wanna see pasta, that's why you're here. All right. So can you see? I think we're good. All right.
So what we're gonna show you right now is how we take the dough, and the first part of this is how we get it into thinner pieces. And then I'll show you one of those, I'll finish them off, and then we'll bring you back to show you the fettuccine part that we're making. That's what we're doing this time. We make spaghetti and different things. But I take the dough and I just rip it apart. Maybe. I usually do about 6 pieces, because the machine that we use here, and I know there's automatic ones out there and stuff, but this is an Imperial one that's a hand one, and we really like it. So I take the dough, I kind of smash it down to get it a little bit flatter to start. And what we're doing now is we're just gonna make these long kind of flat pieces with this machine. Then we're gonna let them sit for about 10, 15 minutes. And then we'll bring you back to show you what we do after that. But in this particular machine, it's got a little handle over here that I got to fit in here, which falls out sometimes, but not usually.
We've had this Imperia was my mom's when I was a kid, and she was not using it, so we inherited it. I have seen them at thrift stores, but like my husband was saying, I know they sell them on Amazon, and then they sell automatic ones. We just have this one, so we keep using it.
I don't think I knew that.
That was from my mom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we bought it. Or I thought you bought it. I don't know.
No.
So on this machine, on this Imperia, there's on this side, this is a little click button thing that it's going to change the size of.
It moves the wheels.
It moves the wheels to make them a little closer together. So we start on the farthest out one, and I'm just going to kind of show you how this fits into here. And then we just turn it. Mama's going to help me. Oh, just kidding.
Most of the time, I don't help. He does this whole part.
And then I just turn it one click at a time, and I'll run it through again. And kind of pull it out of the bottom there, and then it goes through. We'll set it back up here. Click it again. Now we're making fettuccine tonight, so this has several settings. I didn't count them, but it has several settings. For fettuccine, we like to leave it one. I don't go all the way thin. When I go to like spaghetti, or especially if I'm trying to make small spaghetti or thin spaghetti or angel hair or something like that, then I will go all that way. But you can see how it's kind of like just coming out in a sheet. I'm gonna go one more time.
Now you're finished.
Nope, there's one more.
Oh, there is. Just kidding. There's 6 settings. My bad. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, no, I jammed it. I jammed the whole thing. Nice. This is a wreck. I've never done this before, but I just got a hole in that one. But it doesn't really matter. What we're going to do, go ahead and grab that. I'm going to show. I'm just going to set this down on some parchment paper. You didn't cut my parchment paper long enough.
Well, I didn't know. Put the other one next to it. Hold on, I'm going to turn this.
I'll put it right here.
There.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm making a shake.
There you go. I'm just going to put this on parchment paper. We're going to let it sit for about 10-15 minutes. I'm going to finish off the rest of these, hopefully with no holes. And then we'll bring you back and we'll show you how it goes through the same machine, but on the other side to cut the noodles.
Perfect. All right, guys, as we're sitting here doing our sheets of pasta, I wanted to point out that if you don't have a pasta machine, you could totally use a rolling pin. And then once they are rolled out into a sheet like this, you can use like a knife or a pizza wheel to actually just cut your noodles, basically. You can do like a rustic type of noodle. They taste the same. You can still put sauce over it and everything, and they're still awesome. But I also want to say that if you're in California and you live near a Claro's, I'm extremely jealous because it's literally my favorite store. Like, I can envision the smell of that place in my head. But that's where our pasta machine came from, probably in the 80s. But every time we go to California, we still go to Claro's because it's just the best ever.
Sandwiches and
they don't have that out here at all, and it's just sad. So if you know, we live in Georgia. If you know of a really good Italian market deli in Georgia, we're willing to drive. So just let me know in the comments below. Anyways, we're letting these rest for a few more minutes, and then we'll be right back. But I had to rant because you know it's me. All right, guys.
Oh, I'm taller than she is.
We're on to the next step. So we're going to show you guys. Ours has a fettuccine attachment that came with it. It also has spaghetti. But,
this thing kind of
just slides on. Yeah. I love this thing because you literally can't kill it. We've had it for years and years, but
okay, there you go.
And there's no maintenance, which is great. But anyways, okay, so oh, let me show you too. My husband built a pasta drying rack. It's out of some simple dowels and pine. You can get them reasonably cheap on Amazon.
I can do better.
But we don't buy everything. We try to make as much as we can. So this is our drying rack. It's just dowels. There you go. It's got some feet. We should have added dowels off the side because this like is maxed out for our pasta dough recipe. But
well, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
So what we do is we take some semolina here, and I put it down. Can you see that?
I can tip it if you need to.
Tip it.
Okay. A piece of parchment paper.
Try not to use too much because the first time I did this, we used a little too much, and then it kind of made the pasta a little
grainy.
Grainy? Yeah, I think so. And then I take this and I just kind of flip it over, and then after that, I kind of just take off a little bit of the semolina just to almost like, you don't really want to shake it, I guess, but
yeah.
You know, sometimes you get like pizza dough, like at a pizza place, and the bottom just has too much graininess to it. So
yeah, usually it's cornmeal.
Yeah, so I try to avoid that.
Semolina has a similar texture to cornmeal, but it's a little finer.
As soon as we do that, we're ready to go through the process of the fettuccine. There's different attachments for this one. We're using the one that's fettuccine.
So all you did is change the handle. It usually is in this section. You move it up to this one to make it spin.
Allie's gonna help me get this started here, and then you can start to see it come out the other side. She'll show you as it comes through.
As it comes through.
Look at those noodles coming out. Man, I'm getting hungry.
Good, because
you
want to take them?
I'll take them.
All right, so that is basically how you make our fettuccine.
But for fun, we're going to show you one more.
One more?
Because this one
came out
pretty long.
Infomercial.
Came out pretty long. Call now.
Call now and you'll get free shipping on a thing you didn't buy. No, that doesn't even make sense.
That doesn't make any sense. Sometimes these can get pretty long, and that's kind of fun because I want your noodles to be kind of long sometimes, but this one here, I mean,
that's ridiculous.
That's a big one.
It's a little excessive.
I'll ask Allie to help me out here.
Sometimes he can do this on his own, but if I'm here, I like to jump. Oh no, it broke!
Barely. We're gonna be okay.
We're good.
I'm sure the dogs will be happy when I drop it.
So I just kind of walk it out. Yeah, we're gross to eat the stuff that falls. I just kind of walk it out as it goes. So there's
look at that.
Look at that. I mean, come on, guys. Bam. Yeah. So I have a pot of hot water going behind us as well, so that we can cook these right away.
But you can also let them sit for how long?
You can let them completely dry on here. There's a couple things you can do with these. It's like,
Do you want me to hold up the camera?
No.
No, we're doing just fine.
What is squat?
Okay.
Plus Ruger wants to do
hi, Ruger.
So you can dry them like this on the rack like this. The other thing you can do is you can, as soon as they come out of here, you wrap them into like a bird's nest shape. And you can freeze them like that so that you have them for next time. If you have a dehydrator, you can also dehydrate them. And then you just treat them like a normal pasta. If you're gonna do that, I would do the bird's nest shape still and dehydrate it like that. But I haven't ever actually done that. I've only read about it. We have frozen them.
Oh yeah, we have frozen. We did the bird's nest.
We did the bird's nest and frozen them. We didn't dehydrate them.
Oh, we haven't dehydrated it. No.
So,
but I'll tell you what. I mean, every once in a while, you just got to buy pasta from the store and make spaghetti.
We do.
I mean, you just have to. But this pasta is.
It tastes phenomenal.
It's so much better than store-bought dry pasta. So.
Plus,
make them fresh and.
We don't have an extruder for our pasta, so we still buy penne and rigatoni and that stuff because they're like $300, you guys. That's a whole lot of pasta boxes. So. It
is, but it tastes so much better.
Is this the weirdest angle you've ever watched a YouTube video? Anyways, all right. Anyways, we're gonna show you. We're gonna finish these ones, get them on the drying rack, and then we're gonna show you how to cook them. We'll be back. Alright guys, I'm going to show you our quick recipe for homemade Alfredo sauce. Once you make this, you will no longer want to buy the jarred stuff because it's horrible. So I started... The jarred stuff is horrible. This stuff is amazing. This is 1 stick of butter. I just have it going in a pan just to try to speed things along. I turned it on a second ago. I have it on high. I'll probably turn it to medium in just a second. I have 1.5 cups of heavy cream. This is our homemade heavy cream. I'll put the recipe or the link to the recipe or the video or whatever I'm trying to say below. But you're just gonna let that kind of melt together really quick. And then, right when it starts to bubble, we'll move on. So I'm gonna pause you guys and bring you back as soon as it starts to bubble. All right, guys, we're back. Do you see the bubbling that we're starting to get going on? That's what we are looking for. So our butter is fully melted. And our milk is nice and warm. I'm gonna turn it to medium now, just to slow it down a little bit. I'm putting in 1 tablespoon of fresh garlic. And then I have some spices here. I've got 1/2 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Oop, we're getting too bubbly. And 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. So we're just gonna drop those in. Okay, our heat's going down, so we're good. We're gonna let that go for about 1 minute to get that garlic to start cooking a little bit in there and kind of infuse in our cream sauce that we're making.
So is this a low calorie, low fat
Absolutely.
recipe?
Totally low calorie, as long as you can find low calorie butter. Totally low fat, as long as you can find fat-free butter and cream. Highly recommend it. If you're on keto, you're set.
And is that Parmesan cheese over there?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now, I will say I'm not supposed to do keto because I have some health stuff and my doctor told me not to. But for those that are doing keto, this recipe is keto friendly and it goes great over zoodles. There you go.
Which is zucchini.
Zucchini noodles, yeah. But if you just want a good old Alfredo sauce, you're still totally set.
Allie taught me that.
Yeah. Okay, so we've let it go for about a minute. I have 2 cups of, can you see it? This is just Parmesan cheese, like the shredded kind. You don't want to use the powdered. All you're gonna do is plop it in there. Give it a stir. Plop it everywhere. And turn off your heat. It's gonna continue to melt in there. And then it's ready to go over your noodles. That's it. What did that take us? Like 3 minutes, 4 minutes? Yeah. That cheese will kind of melt down in there and then we'll put it over our pasta. And I'll show you the end result as soon as we come back. But I'm gonna take this off the heat and I'll bring you back. Pasta is all cut and beautiful and drying on our drying rack. It's really hard to get the angles in this place right. I have a pot of water going. I'm gonna pour it in, not pour in. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. It's just to kind of flavor it. It doesn't really do it. I think it's maybe an urban legend, I don't know. So I have 1 thing of pasta on top that I'm gonna kind of plop in first. And then I like our drying rack because I literally just, you can't see that. Scoop them off a tiny bit. There you go. I just use my finger and I slide it off these and it dumps right in the water. Woo. It's tag team over in this house today.
I promised her I'd make a tool to help to make that easier, but she's doing pretty good, so I don't think I need to do that.
So our pasta is gonna get dropped in here. I'm gonna give it a little stir. What do I wanna use? Tongs. Tongs look good, if I can get them. I'm gonna give it a little stir just to kind of make sure that it's not all in one spot in the pot. And then I'm gonna set a timer for 3 minutes. That's all this takes. And it will be done, and I'll bring you back once we drain it to show you the final product.
You spilled some water.
Yeah, it's just part of life. Let's be real, y'all. It's fine.
It's all fine.
We'll bring it back when it's done.
Sure.
All right, here is our pasta. Beautiful. So I said 3 minutes. We ended up cooking our pasta for 4 minutes because it took it a while to get boiling. Oh, I should have put the Alfredo. We're gonna make a mess of this. It's fine. So we have our Alfredo sauce. I'm just gonna dump it over it. So the cheese in our Alfredo is gonna continue to melt a little bit because of the heat of the pasta. This is super elegant, you guys.
I talk more, but I'm using a knife, and so I'm concentrating.
We did a couple chicken breasts to go with this. We just cooked them at 425 for about 20 minutes. Actually, we let them go for 25 and they're overcooked. So nobody's perfect.
And I love chicken too, but with this kind of stuff, I'm kind of an Italian sausage guy.
But since we can't go Claro's,
I'm
just kidding. If you know what Claro's is, you know what I'm talking about. They have the best Italian sausage in the world. So
we do have one place here that has a decent Italian sausage.
It's decent, but it's just not.
Decent.
It's not Claro's. If you guys know, hey, maybe there's some place that ships to us. That defeats the frugal point, but
yeah. Time to go back to California for a vacation.
So we went one time, and then my sister actually has done this for us too when she goes, well, she lives there. But when we go to California, we buy a 5-pound thing of Italian sausage and we freeze it. And then when we leave, it makes it all the way back home frozen in our bags. So we do that every once in a while. But
Knife in the sink.
Knife in the sink. So basically all I'm gonna do is kind of toss this a little bit to get the Alfredo sauce incorporated into it. Yeah, and that's it. You serve it. If you want to put a little parsley over the top of it to be pretty, you totally can. I'm gonna get a towel and clean up the side that I totally dumped sauce on.
What a beautiful idea.
Oh, look at you. My husband is known, well, by us, for being like a professional plater. He can make like a thing of tacos look like a gourmet meal. It's
yeah, and Garrett, who was on an earlier video, he and we have competitions as to who can plate the best.
Plate the best. Let me see if I can bring this up to you guys so you can see this beautifulness. Oh Oh my gosh, is that not like... Isn't this bowl cool, by the way? It's a pasta bowl we got for our wedding 27 years ago?
Almost 27 years.
Almost 27 years.
About 27 years.
January will be 27 years. But we're going to go ahead and eat our fettuccine Alfredo. Hey, we should take a bite. How hot do you think it is? We're going to melt our faces off?
I don't know. Let's give it a try.
We're going to give it a try for you guys. Bam.
That's not my fork.
No. Our kids keep cruddy forks up on the counter in like a coffee mug. And we have like professional.
Ooh, that's a long noodle.
Adult.
We should have shown you guys some of these noodles that were like, I made one that was, I'm not even grabbing that right. I'll figure it out.
Oh, darn.
That's okay, it fell off the side.
So you can also take a little bit of Parmesan.
Oh, same for that.
A little more fresh Parmesan or powdered Parmesan and add it, or a little more pepper if you want. Man, that's good. That fettuccine is.
That's perfect. I will put a little pepper on mine. I like a little extra pepper. But besides that, boom.
I'm gonna do a little Parmesan on mine because I like a little extra. Overall,
it's pretty good. We'll have the chicken in there as we serve it up.
Yeah.
Get the kids' bowls out and get the chicken in there and
you want to add shrimp Alfredo bomb, and then
shrimp
sometimes
works.
we sneak peas into it. So I'll just take frozen peas and I'll throw them in there as well to get some vegetables.
I like that too. I like that too.
Yeah.
And then often we'll do, if we want to do a side, we'll do a side of like
zucchini
or crookneck or a butternut. Yeah, we're supposed to have butternut squash tonight.
I was a little preoccupied making homemade pasta.
I was making homemade pasta.
That's true. I was just doing nothing but standing here. Not true. Anyways.
Right, now I'm taking a piece of chicken because I'm hungry.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for watching us, you guys. We always appreciate you more than you know. If there's any recipes, we have a lot up our sleeve, but if there's anything specific that you're like, bro, you need to make blah.
We'll try it out.
Yeah. Ooh, we do have
That's what we do.
We do a lot of good Italian. We do have a stuffed shell, and he makes ricotta from scratch, and we make a red sauce to go on top of it from scratch.
Here we go again, giving away all my recipes.
I'm going to give away all the recipes that we've got.
She's going to start talking about deviled eggs next.
Oh, he makes a bomb deviled egg. It's really basic, but...
It is really basic, but...
Maybe for New Year's. This is probably going up after New Year's, but for us, it's a couple days before New Year's, so...
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well,
thank you again for watching.
Thank you, guys.
Make it, and let us know what you think. Maybe. You guys, I totally forgot that we bought a block of Asiago on, like, I think this was $2 for this whole block. $2, and I wrapped it up, but... Yeah, we're going to grate that over the top just to push it over that edge a little. This is the worst. My husband's trying to record because he's awesome.
Trying to.
We're going to put this over the top to really, like, kick it up a notch because for $2, come on, y'all. Anyways, we're just throwing that in there, y'all.
We already grated some and I already took a bite, so.
Yeah, it's just like a little salty to it. And
it's really good.
I don't want that. I mean... I'm making a disastrous mess, you guys. Look at this. Oh yeah. I can feel my pants getting tighter. Anyways, back to the show.